heading to the National Museum. The weather is so hot.
A visit to Qatar is incomplete if you don't visit the National Museum. The National Museum is on the same metro line as 𝐒𝐞𝐭'𝐬, so it was easy for me to get there from my hotel. I didn't need to switch lines. By the time I got to the train, it was pretty much an empty ride. I think I only saw one person. Getting to the National Museum was pretty straightforward. Like I mentioned in my previous video, there are English directions everywhere, and the metro leads you straight into the compound. From there, you get carted straight to the building on a mini tour.
Yeah. Where are you from?
Nigeria.
I'm
And
from
you?
Kenya.
Nice to meet you. I'm actually coming from Rwanda, and I met a lot of Kenyans.
It's called hustle.
Yeah, for some reason I've been meeting mostly Kenyans.
Especially this Qatar,
Yes.
we meet so many Kenyans.
Oh, wow.
The Kenyans dominate Qatar.
Why is it so? Is it easy to get like visa to this place?
Yeah, it's easy and
work permits?
work permits, visas, and now it's the starting of summer.
Yes, the weather is very hot.
No, it's not yet hot.
Well, I'll be leaving before it gets very hot.
Now it's beginning to get hot, not yet hot.
Alright.
By the time it's hot, trust me, you'll be walking in a bikini.
He helped me to take pictures, take videos, and then directed me to where I would get my ticket to go into the museum. He said this is the back?
Yeah, this is the back part.
Okay.
The back bit.
You'll be surprised for the people I met in Rwanda, they didn't guess Nigeria first.
But you don't look at Nigeria.
Who do I look like?
I'll confuse you with a Kenyan.
Kenyan?
Yeah.
Well, I've had Ugandan, I've had... Yes.
No. Ugandans are my skin tone.
I stopped by this artwork by a Lebanese called Gates of the Sea. So it's supposed to be some portal or something. I don't know, but it was installed in 2019 right in front of the National Museum. I bought my ticket for 25 Qatari Riyal and it was time to go into the gallery.
Hello.
While the exterior is breathtaking, the interior is even more magical. You could feel the history all over this place, even with all the modern touch, but you can see so much attention to details in this place. They have kept records, they have been intentional about preserving their history. There were so many sessions, each with its own history and details. Everything was just carefully placed so that anyone coming there would be able to get these details and see all of this information without really needing a tour guide. Come along with me, let's see all that the National Museum has. After I was done with the main gallery, I walked out and saw this lovely area. I don't know what this area is called, but I saw a couple who were taking photos, and I gave the woman to help me take just some pictures. Got some lovely shots and videos of me, and then I left to the other side of the museum where they had the automobiles. If you're a car lover, then that session is definitely for you. Even though there were just 3 cars, but any car lover would still appreciate those. I asked someone if the Flag Plaza was close by, and they told me it was within walking distance and showed me where to walk from. And then I saw people walking towards there and kind of overheard them saying they were going to the Flag Plaza, so I just followed them from a distance. I wanted to see the environment as well. Then we kept walking and I found this restaurant. I didn't even know it was a restaurant. I was trying to understand what was there because it looked so beautiful. I walked across a park and I saw people cross the main road. The Nigerian in me jumped out because I followed them and crossed that road onto the side of the road that has the Flag Plaza. I was a little underwhelmed with this plaza.
I don't have anyone to take photos of me, so here is a video.
Of all the places I visited, that was probably the least interesting for me. I kept seeing photos of this place and videos as one of the must-see places, but honestly, they are just flags. I thought maybe each one had some digital history or digital information about it. You know, when you just come closer, point something, you get to read about that country. You know, something, just something different from just a bunch of flags in a particular place. But that's just me. It's not somewhere I would live everywhere else just to get to, honestly. If you're short on time, you wouldn't really miss anything except you're particular about having the flags as a backdrop in your picture or something, but you won't be missing anything. So from there, I wasn't sure where I was. I just kept walking so that I could get to the nearest bus stop or nearest metros.
I just kept on walking and walking because everywhere is lovely. Now I don't know where I am, but I'm just going to keep following the bright lights. I'm sure I'll get somewhere. Trying to find my way out. I've gotten to somewhere beautiful. I have walked from National Museum to 𝐒𝐞𝐿. That's the mosque over there.
From 𝐒𝐞𝐿, I decided to get to another area because they were on the same metro line, the Villaggio Mall.
This train is for 𝐿𝐤𝐲𝐢𝐚. The next station is 𝐿𝐤𝐲𝐢𝐚.
So I set out, and luckily I was facing this part of the train and there was no one there. I got a very good view of what the tunnels looked like. It was an interesting ride and I didn't see any rats or anything in this tunnel. It was actually clean. Kudos. The Villaggio Mall is one of the most visit places in Qatar. If you've seen a lot of those gondola rides on Instagram, that is the place that you can do this. And it has an artificial sky, so even if you go there at night, it would still look the same. The mall was quite crowded by the time I got here. There were so many people. It was so loud. There were lots of stores. There was also a theme park for children and other fun activities. But I mean, the highlight of this place is probably the gondola ride. Most tourists who go to Villaggio Mall go because of the gondola ride. But the architecture itself is also impressive. The queue for the gondola ride was something else. So I decided to tour the entire place first and do the gondola rides last. My ticket for 20 Qatari Riyal. So they call you when it's your turn. They just call the number on the tickets. If you're not there, they move on to the next number. The ride itself takes about 10 minutes in total. It's not a very long ride. You just go from one end to the other. Worst thing I did was to put my hand in the water. Do not try it because I froze. The water was so cold that I kept freezing. I just had to maintain my steeze and composure, but I was freezing. Yes, the mall is very cold, but I didn't expect that water to be freezing as well. After I was done, I was more than happy to be outside to find some heat. Oh my god, I was still freezing. Even as I was outside, I was still freezing. Anyways, from there I went back to the metro so that I could go back. I bought water. One of the advantages of staying on a very busy street is that you can find everything. I saw this Indian restaurant that was just beside the hotel, so that was where I went to have my dinner. It was Indian, Chinese and Arabic. They gave me a complimentary orange juice shot when I came in. While looking through the menu, they had a lot of things. That menu was big, but I eventually settled for 3 things. After my street food encounter, I wasn't interested in trying out any more street foods. I wanted a proper restaurant, proper food. Was really nice. I enjoyed it. I might not have enjoyed every single part, but I loved the food. The chicken sizzlers remained hot for a while. I had kept it so that after eating for a while it would probably cool a bit, but by the time I touched it again, oh my god, it burnt my tongue. But who cares? Everything was nice and I can't believe that it cost $15 actually. After I left the restaurant, I couldn't wait to go wrap myself with the duvet at the hotel because I was still freezing. I think for every place I entered that had air conditioner, I started freezing all over again. So by the time I got back to the hotel, I was very, very happy. I had my shower and I went straight to bed. I actually used a separate pillowcase to sleep everywhere, whether I'm in a hotel, in my house, anywhere, because that skin has to keep skinning. I use silk pillowcases. In my next video, you get to follow me for the desert safari. In the meantime, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. Turn on your notifications. See you in my next video. Bye.